Hello, my name is Mandeep Kaur. My student ID is ST20321456 and my institution name is Cardiff Metropolitan University. And my dissertation topic is a predictive analysis of online product reviews influence using interpretable machine learning and the Wilson lower bound. Chapter 1, Introduction, Background and Problems. Online reviews of digital product has a highly contributed towards the current trend in buying behavior among consumers. The information swapped by e-commerce platform is a gigantic daily untrue of or fake consumer feedback in a operation commercial fraud and misleading to many unsuspecting customer online sophisticated automated text analysis software settle the issue of unstructured data processing efficiently. The context of the study was well brought out by emphasizing the contemporary e-commerce development. This where issue of information overload was thoroughly introduced. The imperative necessity to distinguish genuine mighty reviews as a seeming spam was resoundingly motivated to improve the consumer decision making process. Introduction, Aims and Significance. The study analyzed the impact of sentiment on consumer behavior. In this specific study, developed machine learning model to predict the value of web-based customer rating. Detailed AI system helped in ensuring confidence among the consumers operating the online shopping system. Leaf filtering of pipeline using automated application reduced the return rate by filtering mouse data. The research was detailed in terms of the definite research question and objective of the analyst. The significance of using automated classification algorithms so as to save the time of consumer was greatly discussed. The possibility of these advanced artificial intelligence model considerably enhancing business strategies were evidenced. Chapter 2, Literature Views, Consumer Behaviors. Platform reviews are highly crucial external stimuli to shopper. The impact of information about any product that influence negatively is a much more important factor to buyer compared to positive information. The influence of cultural backgrounds is distressed in the term of the perceived usefulness of reviews. Consumers put their trust in published feedback depending on structural properties such as a text readability. Consumer behavior theories in relation to digital shopping were extensively surveyed and generalized. The long lasting effect of the negativity cognitive bias on the purchasing decision were evaluated. The essence of emotional color and readability being the most paramount element to creating consumer trust was outlined clearly. Chapter 2, Literature Views, Helpfulness and ML. Contextual metadata has a higher propensity to provide more useful predictor to natural language processing. Those dynamics of time must be closely integrated in order to predict the new utility of the reviews. The essence in the form of forecasting helpfulness that is provided through the essence of the automation proposed a reduced level of mental burden of the consumer during shopping. The traditional supervised machine learning algorithms tend to outperform complex deep neural network. Temporal bias of the usefulness of reviews and chronic sources of the academia were decided as a whole. The existing text mining application involving trained machine learning were evaluated. An evidence knowledge gap in the literature around understandable machine learning model of a technical product was eventually discovered. Chapter 3, Methodology, Design and Strategy. The thesis of the presenter study is a greatly complaint with a theory of objective and measurable positivist paradigm. The quantity computational archival research strategy are used to test the machine learning algorithm. A cross-sectional time horizon is a good method of assessing electronic product reviews history. The non-probability approach of purposive sampling is a best used because it certainly selects categories of Amazon electronic products that incorporate vocabulary. The whole imperial work, which was rigorously justified, was inspired by the positivist research philosophy. The sampling method used were the non-probability ones, as well as the specific time frame one contributed continue to the concentrate on technical electronic dataset to offer rich vocabulary setting to train predictive algorithm. Chapter 3 Methodology Data Analysis. Unstructured data text is a process in an orderly manner in which unstructured data is cleaned to get rid of digital noise. The TF-IDF vectorization can be used to identify actual feedback and fake spam. Open-ended systematic programmatic testing. Three algorithms which can have their behavior properly understood are run using three machine learning algorithms. The mathematical Wilson lower bound score normalizes the helpfulness voting bias. This outlines the entire natural language processing pipeline in detail to pre-process the data. The feature engineering was good is not only mapping term frequency vectorization. The selection of the individual model of supervised machine learning was chosen carefully to make unbiased prediction of the score used to estimate the chronological influence. Chapter 4 Findings, Sentiment and Engineering. There is a distribution of a analyzed sentiment score which is a far skewed toward the right with the large positive feedback responses. The utility has the coded length as the primary determinant and the manifested in the specify of the structural linguistic length. Likewise, a synthetic minority oversampling method are quite efficient in the avoiding extreme overfitting of the model in the training process. The advantageous consumer words are predicted appropriately with the help of metadata contextual feature. The first finding of the overall text transformation and statistical sentiment analysis were invalid. The large positivity bias were unanimously found in the data. The reason is that the most important aspect of controlling the class imbalance through synthesis sampling to yield valid predictive modeling was demonstrated. Chapter 4 Findings Predictive Implementation. The trained logistic regression model is useful to develop explicit linear line of classification boundaries. Consumer influence has always been greater in terms of objective technical specificity than it has to do with emotional feeling. Classical algorithm can be easily used to predict the true utility without the need to specify network architecture, created simulation prototype of dynamically interpret business platform, unstructured real-time feedback. The traditional supervisor machine learning model had an exceptional analysis capability which was a critical evaluator. There was strong empirical support demonstrating conclusively that technical vocabulary promote peer trust more than sentiment. A running system was introduced as an experimental prototype that is where filtering real-time feedback is done in models. Chapter 5 Conclusion and Recommendation Summary. Unstructured text can be easily translated into quantifiable predictor based on interpretable classical machine learning. The mathematical Wilson lower bound eliminate widespread bias with the time voting. Very specific hardware features which are verifiable have a significant impact on online technical purchase behavior. Automated curation system run on the fly to protect system without much effort in case of an information overload. The key finding of this empirical research as well as objective scholarly response were summed up adequately. The success of the overall interpretably predictive machine learning pipeline was conclusively decided. The conventional chronological voting methodologies proved to be totally defective and needed replacement on a mathematical basis. Chapter 5 Conclusion and Recommendation Future Outlook. E commerce administration on the internet should not concentrate on the emotional polarism but on the technical particularism. Platform manager out to neglect the entirely chronology, uploading a process of online reviews, further research of focusing on the multimodal integration of the computer vision as a useful should be done in the future. There could be mass a longitudinal cross-industrial comparison to spot the utility of the structural reviews with the domain. Lastly, some practical management recommendations toward improvement in the digital commercial platform were given to the stakeholder. Platform developers were strictly advised to redesign interfaces to promote objective data. The implementation inherent to the study, as well as some of the most exciting direction of the future multidimensional multimodal scholarship were outlined. And here is a references.